Welcome. Oh my god, it sounds so good then. Welcome to a very drab, rainy Saturday morning in the middle of June. I can't believe it. It's so sunny. I am still waiting for someone to come. It has still not arrived. We can live in hope. We are off to Oxstalls today. I'm trying to park my car just so we don't crash into my lorry. That would be awkward, wouldn't it? What happened here? Oh, I crashed into my own lorry. This is in fact so drab, I needed to turn the light on. The barn. Awesome. As you may or may not be able to hear, I am a little bit ill. I'm suffering from a delightful June cold. Give Lupe some extra energy for today. We're gonna need it. We are still going eventing at Oxstalls today. I can safely say my expectations aren't quite so high. I've been ill all week. Louie's not been out anywhere since Badminton. But the reality is these events are so expensive that just because I've got a little bit of a head cold does not mean I will be forfeiting that event. And not only that, I didn't get much sleep last night because obviously I was coughing. Oh god, excuse me. But this does mean that it takes the pressure off and I can just go round to Oxstalls, have a nice time. We can just practice what we've been doing at home and not worry too much about the result. I mean, a result would be great, but you can't expect it. So as I said, we are on a whole lot of not much expectation because I can't expect Louis to perform when I'm not necessarily at my peak. And I can tell you now, peak is not what I feel today. So we'll go and have a nice time. It's kind of stopped raining a little bit. Louis' like, oh my god, the Apollo's gonna beat me. Come on then. Yeah, the rain is less now and it's supposed to get less throughout the day, so hopefully by the time we actually get to Oxstalls and get to our times, which are actually quite nice, 1, 1/2, 2 and 3. Yeah. Nice. Hello boys! Are we coming in? Coming straight in? Coming in. No, we're gonna eat. We're going on the one, 1/2, 2 and 3. So nice sociable times, and hopefully by that point it will have stopped raining. I am also, I was very close to flying solo because Mum has an appointment, an appointment. Mum has a thing that she's going to, and Andy's birthday is actually tomorrow, so he plays cricket on a Saturday, which meant I couldn't then be like, can you cancel cricket, the thing that you want to do on your birthday weekend, and come stand in a field where it might or might not be raining and I might or might not be ill. So I didn't feel like I could do that to him, so I was going to go solo, but then I mentioned it to Lottie and Nat. Lottie is a lovely girl up here. She's got a pony called Samson. She's come up to the gallops with us a couple of times, helped me out with Lou. And her mum, Nat, they're both just fabulous. So I mentioned it in passing, and poor Nat, Lottie was like, yeah, we'll do that. I was like, sorry, I've just ruined your weekend. So they're going to come help me. Love them, I love them, they're such lovely people, they really are. So yeah, they also got absolutely caught in the rain last night, so they're going to be really excited about being caught in the rain again today. Yay! I have to try and make this monstrosity look presentable. God help us all. Little helper's gonna load him now. Perfect. As you can hear, we have arrived. Let's go under that string actually. We're on the cross country course. I don't even know whether you can hear because there's so much wind. We're just walking the cross country course. We've got to jump number 2, so I don't know how the rest of it looks. And it's not on cross country app, so I can't even look at it. But Oxstalls is usually a really nice course anyway, so we will see. He has just snotted everywhere. Look at this. You're minging, aren't you? We've walked the course. Actually, the course looks really nice. People are having trouble with it though, so I'm going to have to ride. No complacency here. Hey there! My top groom is getting him ready. Impatient. What is that? Hey, you. Oh, in one of the drawers there is a cloth. Do you want to tackle the nose? And I will do your studs, my boy. Look at this. Look at this. You could probably plan that, but gross. You lucky people get to see a lot of warm-ups in this video, which if you don't like warm-ups or don't want to hear how I do them or anything like that, then I'd probably skip this bit. So Louis obviously a little bit older now. He is 16. So for my warm-ups, especially in dressage where he's not been sat on at all, I'll come into the warm-up area and do quite a bit of walk. So I'll do serpentines of walk, and on every straight line I will leg yield him over. So if you think about going down an arena, instead of doing a 3-loop serpentine, I can make it like a 15-loop serpentine by leg yielding back over where I've been. So I do that as warm up, and then what Lottie's filmed me doing here is obviously after I've done my walk, trot and canter warm up, which is just for me loads of transitions. Louis not always off the leg, so quick transitions tend to be my go-to after we've done our serpentine leg yield. So what Lottie's got me filming me doing here is parts of my test. I don't like put it all together, but I do parts of it randomly. So if I know I've got, like, you just saw me do the halt, so there was a 4-second halt that I needed to do, so I'll practice that, and obviously I'm going to halt at the end of the centre line. He can be a bit tense when he goes into the warm-up, so I'll try and do a bit of canter and trot and canter. On this one as well, there was a canter across the diagonal, so I will kind of make a sharp
turn as if I was hitting the end of the... He was very tense and I was waiting for that buck to come and it didn't come for ages and then it came. And he's funny because as soon as he's done the one buck, he's fine. So he actually then relaxed and was a little bit more rideable after that buck. But it was really windy, so we can't blame him. But yeah, so I'll do as if I was going to go across the diagonal and make the corner quite acute. So that it kind of replicates a worst case scenario. And I had Maisie Jenssen photography, who was taking some slow-mo footage of me. So I've sprinkled that actually in my dressage, in my show jumping and in my cross country, which is fabulous, quite frankly. I left that bit in so you could hear what hurricane conditions were going on. So A, enter working trot, proceed down the centre line without halting. C, track left, 7.5, fairly straight. E, circle left 15 metres in diameter. 7, could have more bend. The judge's writing is interesting, so this might take me a moment. And you can see the rain, it's horrific. A, down the centre line. C, track right. We got a 7 and no comments there, which I was quite pleased with all of my centre lines actually. They all did all right. B, circle right 15 metres in diameter. A 7 again, and also had the same comment, could have more bend. FAK, working trot. I was quite pleased with the trot work actually. It was quite nice and relaxed and he was going very well. KXM, change the rein. M, working trot. That was a 7.5. I think I had a bit more impulsion down there. I was a bit braver. C, halt, immobility for 4 seconds, proceed in medium walk. I got 6.5, a little deep and not square behind. And then HXF, change the rein at a free walk on a long rein. F, medium walk. That was a 7. Good over track, but needs to seek contact more forward. Now I have put a snippet in here because Maisie has got it on slow-mo that I drop my rein when I'm trying to gather them back up. And if you look closely, I make the funniest face because of it. Here we go. Gather. Drop. Oh no. Pick it back up. F and A, working trot. Between A and K, working canter right. 7.5, fluent transition. Then we go down to C, circle right 20 metres in diameter. A 7.5. No comments. M, X, K, change the rein. X, working trot. 7.5, fairly well balanced. K, between K and A, working canter left. A, B, C, working canter. 7, again, no comment. We've been working quite a lot on our straightness this rein. C, circle right 20, C, circle left 20 metres in diameter, 7.5. We have done so many circles with Jude in our lessons that I would hope I would get a fairly good mark for a circle. HXF, change the rein. X, working trot, 7.5. XF, working trot. A, down the centre line. AG, working trot, That was 7.5 and fairly straight again. So another good centre line. G, halt, salute, leave the arena, at walk on a long rein at appropriate place. 6.5, stepped sideways and slightly cropped. So I obviously need to work on my halts again. Then the judges' comments, super willing horse, could be a little bit more active from behind and a little more uphill in the canter. So basically I was being possibly playing it a little too safe. So I need to push on a little bit more for Howick. And that was a 28.
We've done our dressage. We got into the warm-up arena and it was fine. Lou was a bit tense, but absolutely fine. Got into the actual arena and it absolutely came down with rain. Poor Lottie and Ant stood there getting, well, covered, quite frankly. It was blowing a hoolie. Louis went down the centre line. I was like, oh god, the poor horse. We're just going to go walk the show jumping now. Have a look what that looks like.
We are on round 2 of warm-ups. This, obviously I've warmed up already for the dressage and this isn't that much later. So I'll do a little bit of walk and then I'll do a little bit of trot, but I'm show jumping in canter, so I spend most of my warm-up in canter. I tend to ride quite backwards in the warm-up arena. I don't know why. I psych myself out. I hate it, quite frankly. So I was practicing this time riding really forward into the jumps with like real conviction. And then it so happened that Bruce walked past with his lunch and came in and gave me a couple of pointers. So basically he said, stay straighter, give more power. Whenever I come into the show jump arena, I always try and let Louis see as many jumps as humanly possible because he is quite spooky. I've got 45 seconds after the bell rings, which means I've got more than enough time to get round a fair few jumps for him to have a look. He's not allowed to kind of shy away from them. He has to be going forward, listening to me and off my leg. I was actually really quite pleased with this show jump round. As you can see, I put slow-mos in here as well. Because my warm-up was better, and it probably did help having Bruce give me some tips from the warm-up, which obviously made my round better. I was kind of a little bit worried about Oxstalls because last time I went to Oxstalls I had 3 poles, which is really uncharacteristic. So I was determined to make it better this time, which I did. Everything rode forward and on a really nice stride, except for one jump, which I shut him down basically. So this is jump 6 and that one was fine, but jump 7 was quite a large oxer. So I powered him up to that like, oh, Bruce and Jen, powered him up to that like a trooper. He jumped it beautifully, and then instead of just waiting for number 8, I shut him down, and then bless him, he did pick up for me. So I come around to the double, and what I'm working on off the horse is a prime example of what you will see in a minute. Maisie has got it in slow-mo. My left leg is waggling about in the wind. So I'm trying to gain control of that and work on that off the horse to make my show jump and cross-country rounds better, to give him more support in the left leg. And then looks like we're straight into the cross country. There wasn't really much interval there. So cross country, so we'll just pop back to the show jumping. Show jumping, I only start warming up when I've got 6 horses to go. Cross country, I only start warming up when I've got 4 horses to go. One, because it is a longer gap, and 2, because he's already warmed up, so he just needs to jump a couple of jumps. At this point in the course, I looked at my watch and I needed to have 2 minutes left. And I had 3 minutes left, so I was well up on time. If I don't come out of the start box going, then Louis gets very backwards. So I have to ride him really forward for the first like 3 or 4 jumps, and then he gets in a fabulous rhythm. As you can see, he's jumping amazingly. But he's super spooky cross country. He's super spooky just jumping in general. So I possibly was, well, we were going and we were going well. And then I looked at my watch and I was a whole minute up on time. So I was like, oh God. But I can't take my foot off the gas going into the water because he sometimes is a bit sticky in water. But as you can see, he went in and absolutely nailed it. And then Oxstalls comes up really quick. All of the jumps are quite close together. So there's no like long galloping stretches where I can kind of waste a bit of time. Because you're not allowed to like come back to trot and stuff like that. But you can do slower canters or take wider turns and stuff like that. So I've come down this hill and Lottie's got my absolute potato move on on camera. I've jumped the Tricana, I've come down the hill, realising that I'm still 45 seconds faster than I should be. I've come down that hill, and at the bottom of the hill, I should have started the engine, which he's got the engine going now because I've finally started it. I did not start the engine. I got 2 strides away from that jump and thought, I'm not getting over this. He has nothing to get me over this. And it was probably the most frustrating... Look at that jump. It was the most frustrating point of my ridden career because I knew I just chucked away a really good day and part of my qualification for regionals. So I was frustrated.
It's really funny. Oh, Johnny. He's like, no, I'm not talking to you. You rode like an idiot. Unfortunately, it was one of those days where it was all going so well. Just if you want to see around there. It was going all so well, and then I rode like an idiot. So apparently, this is why I don't ever let anyone tell me my dressage score. Apparently my dressage score was really good. And it put me in like 4th after dressage, something like that.
You were 4th after show jumping.
And then I went clear show jumping, and Lottie's just said I was 4th after show jumping. And then I went cross country and rode like a tit and had a stop. Well, I think you got it on. Did you get it on video? Yeah, Lottie's got it on video. So, you lovely people are lucky. You get to see my absolute pleb riding. Yeah, we had a stop, which was really frustrating because it was all my fault. Which means there is no qualification this time. But New Bears had a lovely time and thinks he's, the man. Came back full of running. We were so up on time. What happened was we were so up on time. I then decided to go a little bit slow in the old canter, and I came down the hill, just like blah 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 blah, and then there was a mound and a house on top of the mound, and then you jump over and then down into the water, and it has been causing an awful lot of problems, but it's not something that we've not done. So we're coming down the hill at a really slow canter, and then I just did nothing and didn't power up or anything. So he just like plopped to a stop, which was even more frustrating because I knew about a stride and a half out that it was coming. So we've got Howick in 2 weeks, and we will see if we can redeem ourselves because obviously I'm chasing the qualification for Badminton 2025. So I need to fuck my ideas up really. But yes, quite deflated, which is frustrating. Oh my god, Nat has come with cheesy chips. We are now home and Louis is making a mess with his dinner. But he is enjoying it, so we will leave him to it. To be honest, I'm pretty disheartened and frustrated. Obviously this is horses for courses, so you know, not everything goes right, but I'm really frustrated because I should have done better. Like I knew it was coming, so you know, it's on my head. We as pilots, our steeds only do as we ask them to do, and if we do not ask them to do anything, then they will not. But it is also a reminder, you know, I do need to ride every jump cross country because Louis is not push button in the slightest going cross country. So you know, it was a bit of a come down, really frustrating. Shouldn't have happened. There's many things I could blame it on, but actually I just didn't ride him well enough, and that needs to improve. So I'm going to see if I can get a cross-country schooling session in before Howick. Howick is 2 weeks. 2 weeks today. So I'm going to see if I can get a cross-country schooling session in next weekend. Hopefully. And then we will go to Howick on fighting form, and hopefully I will be less ill, which would be great. And yeah, we'll be back with a vengeance. But frustratingly, I think this is the most frustrating thing. We would have been second had we not had the 20 penalties. So feeling quite flat.